exclusively on ESPN2 onboard camera coverage. Race Day America at the NASCAR Winston Cup Mountain Dew Southern 500 Darlington Raceway in Darlington, South Carolina. Welcome to the excitement, everybody, that continues at 5 o'clock this afternoon with similar simulcast coverage of the Molson Indy from Vancouver. And then at 8 o'clock tonight, 5 o'clock Pacific time, Kenny Mayne debuts RPM Tonight, a half-hour weekly Sunday night collection of all the news from around the world of motorsports. You ride with Ricky Rudd, the outside pole sitter. That's the roof cam. 3 cameras deployed on the Tide Ford. It is an all-Ford front row. First Chevrolet, Dale Earnhardt starts third, looking for his 10th victory here at Darlington. Sterling Marlin back in 6th starting spot, second ranked in the Winston Cup Championship standings. Fastest second day qualifier was Rusty Wallace. He will start 21st here today in the Miller Genuine Draft Ford in a race that he has never won. Morgan Shepherd didn't have much of a qualifying effort here. He starts 30th, but you'll get a very good look at the back of the pack from him. Likewise, Loy Allen, starting in 33rd spot, is going to have our onboard cameras. And how about Mark Martin? He's terrific here in Busch Grand National competition. He starts 36th this afternoon. That is not where you want to start Darlington if you are third in the point standings. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. A surprise pole there for Andretti, career first at 167 miles an hour. Dick Trickle, also a surprise outside row 2. How long can he stay there? Gordon, of course, is your point leader by 176. Marlin alongside is the man challenging him. Lake Speed, former winner of the Mountain Dew Southern 500. Hut Strickland with his team for sale. Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer, Dale Jarrett. There are a lot of rumors about a new team there. Nemechek crashed a car in practice, came back qualified very well. Presley, the rookie. Terry Labonte, a former winner. Craven, Waltrip's good on this racetrack. Dave Marcus and Greg Sachs, your last 2 first-day qualifiers, were a lap away from the fall of the green flag. As you see Wallace, there's Elliott, $1 million bill here 10 years ago. Jeff Burton headed for Jack Roush's team next year. Ted Musgrave's been struggling of late. Mike Wallace wishing happy anniversary to his parents, their 40th. Pope and Hillen. Steve Grissom's got a long way to go to get to the front here today. Mark Martin, though, is the real surprise in the back of this field. And Kenny Schrader continuing to struggle for the Hendrick team. Provisional again for Kyle Petty. Bickle and Barrier are the 41st and 42nd cars in the field. We climb on board with Mark Martin, 35 cars in front of him and alongside as he attacks this 1 1/3 mile oval, banking 25 degrees in turns 1 and 2, 23 in 3 and 4. The 2 ends of this racetrack, very distinct, distinctly different, and a very difficult place to race. The record is 137, nearly 138 miles an hour. And there you see the fender of John Andretti's car creeping up alongside Ricky Rudd. What a day. 83 degrees, 47% humidity, sunny skies, a little breezy up on top of the booth. Perfect track conditions. We're going to climb on board Ricky Rudd's car for the start of the Southern 500. I'm going to shut my mouth. Watch it, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be good. Martin's car, tail end of the field. Long way to go to get to the front. Out the back of Rudd's car. He's the leader. He has passed the pole sitter Andretti. Car out front, Ricky Rudd, the leader. Second place, a little loose there for a moment. Andretti, who started on the pole. You're riding with third place, Dale Earnhardt. Dick Trickle is fourth behind Earnhardt. Earnhardt working hard on Andretti, does not want to let Rudd get away. He needs to get the nose under, coming out of the corner to make the pass down the straightaway. Right in front of Mark Martin. Kenny Schrader is also involved in that. Martin drove right by him. We're under yellow. Let's see how this develops. From Mark Martin's viewpoint, there's the spin by Cope. And Schrader had no way to avoid him. The debris on the racetrack, that's the front straightaway, and that would be parts off Kenny Schrader's car, the right rear tire coming apart as he tried to get back to the pits. Look at the debris.
In here, we need to look at the left rear of it. Going on, see if we get ready to bust the tire.
That's going to be Morgan Shepherd's crew talking on one of 7 radios deployed across this field that we're monitoring. Shepherd also had a view of this incident that saw Cope spin and Schrader spin to try to avoid him. There's the pack in front of him. There's the Cope spin. Schrader saw it coming, tried to get low to miss it. And look at Mark Martin go
clear all around. Come on.
Morgan went high to miss it. The back of Ricky Rudd's car. There are your safety trucks down on the inside, and here's where some of that debris came from. Schrader's car all beat up in the back end. Loy Allen is on pit road. Morgan is on pit road. Caution flies on lap 8, Mountain Dew Southern 500, Darlington, South Carolina. You're catching it on the onboard cameras on ESPN2, along with exclusive coverage on the mothership ESPN. And we'll be here all afternoon with stock cars and later Indy cars. Stay with us. We'll be right back to Darlington.
Ask Foot Locker how the new Nike Air Flight 1 could help improve your game. Or ask the guy who just took you to school. And unless you go to Foot Locker, this is the only way you'll ever see the new Nike Flight 65. The Nike Air Flight 1 and the Nike Flight 65. Get them first at Foot Locker, or get out of the way.
The newest way you can cure athlete's foot is the way doctors cure it. With the same ingredient they've prescribed millions of times. It's new prescription strength Desonex. Nothing cures athlete's foot better. New prescription strength Desonex, the doctor's cure.
Want to try New Pert Plus?
No way. I tried it years ago. My hair needs a separate conditioner.
This new stuff cleans and conditions better than back then.
But it's still a shampoo and conditioner in one.
Wrong. It's a shampoo and precise blend of several conditioners, individually balanced for every kind of hair.
We'll see. Well, it is actually better. I can feel it.
New Pert Plus in 5 precise new formulas.
When sports cream, when arms are sore, when legs ache, when muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell, no odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
To determine the full effect of motocross, the figure MX is added to horsepower as such, multiplied by RPM, squared by miles per hour, and divided by C, the commonly used representation of the stadium crowd. Of course, those who know sports know there's a simpler but no less accurate expression of motocross, a force best represented as ESPN2.
We're back at Darlington. RPM2 Night debuts at 8 o'clock tonight on ESPN. It is the definitive motorsports news show. Kenny Mayne personally paid for the hat and is keeping me from sunburning this chrome dome as I enjoy the palatial ESPN2 suite high above the Lady in Black Darlington Raceway. It's a great view from up here. Cars are right down below us and under yellow right now after the first big incident of the day, the Cope and Schrader spin that has put us under yellow beginning on lap 8. A lot of cleanup to do of debris on the racetrack as you ride with Dale Earnhardt. Here's your field summary. Rudd took the lead. I believe it was lap 2 from Andretti. Trickle has not been able to get around John. Or I should say Earnhardt, and Trickle is holding his own in 4th. Gordon in 5th. Ward Burton's moved up a little. See who else is making a move back there. Strickland has picked up 1 spot. Jimmy Spencer's about where he started. Nemechek, interesting story here. He crashed a car in practice, but has come back to qualify and run very well. Front straightaway is pretty well cleaned up now, as I'm sure you'll see the next time they come by.
It's taped up good.
Lloyd Allen will make a pit stop just before they go back to green.
Stays on, it should work fine, Dave. No problem.
Dave would be Dave Fuge, the crew chief on Lloyd Allen's car. Now this is an interesting situation because Dave Fuge, the crew chief, is also the spotter. He runs the pit stop.
Get out of the way. We gotta go. Let's go. Pace cars in 2.
That was Fuge saying, "Wrap it up, guys. We gotta go." Here's Schrader's car, heavily damaged. They're probably a little less concerned maybe about beating the pace car out because they got a lot of work yet to do as badly damaged as that car is. Allen's car wasn't hurt that bad. They want to get out ahead of the pace car, stay on the lead lap. Fuge, the spotter, also the crew chief. He calls the shots from up on the roof. Got the tail end of the report on the other network. Apparently his water hose, the drinking water, or perhaps the cooling system inside the car that keeps him cool, not the cooling system for the engine. Apparently the hose came loose and showered him a little bit and surprised him. We're back to green and he's leading. Earnhardt can do anything with Andretti. John Cole was a surprise, but he's backed it up. He's kept out of trouble, but in front of Earnhardt since the first green. Shepard trying Kyle on the inside. He's got it. That's the way to pass
Clear
here.
high, clear low.
That was Morgan's spotter telling him he's clear. Into second. All right, we're on board with Rusty Wallace as we check the new running order that has Earnhardt second. Strickland just about got tangled up here a moment ago, but is out of trouble. Continuing at ninth. Had a good save as he races with Dale Jarrett. With Morgan Shepherd, he is 33rd in the running order. The next car ahead of Morgan, provisional starter here today. Mark Martin is up to 31st position. How about Earnhardt into the lead around Ricky Rudd? 5 bonus points there for the man in black, trying to score a 10th win at this racetrack, which would tie him with David Pearson for all-time victories at Darlington. Driving away from him. Apparently got involved in that crash that brought out the first yellow. They're concerned about the alignment of the front end on the car. That's the radio traffic. This is Rusty Wallace. He's up to 15th from 21st, so he's going the right direction. Robert Presley and the Smokin' Joe's car of Jimmy Spencer directly in front of him. Now, this is in the middle of about a 6-car battle. There's Rusty. You're riding right in the middle of that mob scene. Hey, Rusty going inside there. That's 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th places. This is second and third. Hello. Rudd's been shuffled out of line. Andretti came up on the inside of him, and now he's got no place to get back in line. There he is up on the outside of the right as you're riding with Sterling Marlin, trying to come by from 6th spot. Rudd's gone from 2nd to 5th. Rudd may be in trouble. He's lost another spot. Here's how Rudd's problem started. Andretti touched him, perhaps, moved him outside. Everybody went by on the bottom. Rudd is now 6th. Trickle is up to 3rd as a result of Rudd going back to 6th. Ward Burton 7th. Jarrett's on the move. He's up to 8th. Spencer Wallace Presley on back.
You got 3 more going on the inside. After the 28, try to get back to the bottom.
Martin up to 29th from 36th starting spot. He's around Richard Petty's colors. Bobby Hamilton, the driver of the 43 car, and nobody in front of Martin to help him for a while. Jarrett is around Rudd, and I'm thinking that car's loose. See the cars in front of Ricky Rudd. As you ride with Ricky, Dale Jarrett, the next man in line, currently running 7th. And I'll tell you what, that looks like a car that could run well here today. He started 12th. One thing to look for here, the marks on the wall. Look at all that rubber up there on the concrete wall around the outside of the racetrack. A bunch of cars have hit the fence this weekend at Darlington. Martin trying to get around Bobby Hillin, and does. And he will pick up another spot. Mark Martin now 26th from 36th. As we take a break, Mountain Dew Southern 500.
Come on. You can count on us. Come on.
There are a lot of ways to get to Bobby Murray Chevrolet.
Come on. You can count on us. Come on.
and more ways to get home. Because a Tracker, Blazer, Tahoe, or Suburban from Bobby Murray Chevrolet puts a road anywhere you want one. Count on us for a world-class selection, and count on us to save you money. Our low price beats their best price every day.
You can count on us.
Join the 7th annual Thad Your Jr. Walk for Hope and help raise money for research and treatment of mental illness. Meet at the Angus Barn on Sunday, October 8th for a day of family fun, food, exercise, and prizes, including American Airlines tickets for 2 to St. Thomas with accommodations at the Marriott Frenchman's Reef. Sponsored in part by Cablevision, Light Beer, The News and Observer, Kroger, Diet Pepsi, and RDU 106.1 FM. For details, call 781-WALK.
Communication involves a sender, a receiver, a medium, and a message.
Listen carefully.
Did you hear that?
We're back. We're running loose on the deuce. Race Day America at the Southern 500 in Darlington, the 46th running of this legendary race on the first ever stock car super speedway in America. The Lady in Black, as they call it, or the track Too Tough to Tame, depending on which nickname you like. The place was built in 1950, and the stock car community have come here every Labor Day since. Here is the race for 4th place. Dick Trickle pursued by one of our 7 onboard camera cars. Sterling Marlin, 2nd in points, trying to get to 4th on the racetrack.
A lot of wheel in the corner now, David. This car just not turning. The whole front end just plowing across the racetrack. I don't know if the front end's messed up or not.
Talking to his crew about his handling problem.
Just going to have to be extra cautious and we'll try to stay out of those guys' way, and we'll just try to fix it as the day goes on. Just be real cautious, especially down there in 3. Clear. A lot of room.
This is the lead battle. To commercial, of course, this battle was the other way around. Let's take a look at how this happened from Dale Earnhardt's point of view. John Andretti said, I don't care how many of you won on this racetrack. Oh, he's up on the fringe. That's about as far up the racetrack as you want to go. Andretti just ran it in there like he'd done it a million times before. Now Gordon has passed Earnhardt. That's a key pass. Jeff Gordon leads by 176 points. That's the equivalent of a full race. If he were to finish last today, which is not impossible, I guess, at this point, 42 cars are still running. If he finished last today, he'd still lead the points, and he's in front of Earnhardt, which is exactly where he needs to be. He's in front of all the championship contenders. Got a little help, slingshots by, keeps on trucking. Musgrave's really been struggling of late. There you see him out the back. They've been out of the top 10, I think it's 5 straight races, and that's very unlike the early part of their season. There you see the battle in the lower right. Not really a battle. Martin is just pulling away from Musgrave. Ted helped him a little while with the draft, and then Mark went right on by. Martin is now 23rd from 36, picking his way toward the front. Martin just had a terrible race car all weekend. He said it's probably as bad a car as he's had in 3 years, and he really doesn't know why. Check on Ricky Rudd's progress, or lack of progress. He is 8th after starting 2nd. That's Hutch Strickland, I believe, up in front of him. This happened. He had the lead, went to 2nd, and then in the span of 8 laps went to 8th. Actually, that happened in 1 lap. He got up on the top of the racetrack, and the entire parade went by under him and dropped into
8th. Go forward a little bit. Go off to your right, Lloyd. Go to your right.
Allen's gone to the garage. This is On Board with Loy Allen, car and radios. In front of Earnhardt, Gordon is closing on Andretti and trying to take the lead. Rusty Wallace battling Bobby Labonte in traffic. Could be for 13th place. Wallace can get around him. Rich Bickle's car is apparently smoking. Number 40, Dick Brooks Pontiac. Rudd has caught Hutch Strickland. Hutch 9th, Ricky's 10th. Continues to move. Dale Jarrett showing 6th, trying to get around the 5th place car of Dick Trickle. He started in 12th spot today. Earnhardt started 3rd, runs 3rd. You're on board. See how Earnhardt has put about 4 or 5 car lengths on Jeff Gordon. A couple of moments before, Gordon was up there trying to pass John Andretti. Then Earnhardt got around him. And now Earnhardt is actually closing up a little bit, I believe, on Andretti. We're going to take a break, come back with more of exclusive ESPN2 onboard camera coverage of the race.
Explain what makes the Air Max CW Nike's most air cushion basketball shoe ever made. Or have it pounded into you on the court. The new Nike Air Max CW. Get it at Foot Locker, or get it when you least expect it.
It came from the 3rd dimension, with its own brain, its own voice, its own legs. There's only one problem. It needs your eyes. Virtual Boy. See it now in 3D.
The first time you go out with someone, you want everything to be right.
Every time he gets close, I just want to get closer.
It's all right to sweat when we're working out, but when we're close,
Cute or not, if he smells, it's over.
Get a little closer with Arid XX, the anti-odor antiperspirant. Arid XX helps keep you extra, extra dry.
I trust Arid.
We're back, Race Day America, and it continues at 5 o'clock Eastern Time with the Molson Indy Vancouver. We'll have the in-cars on the deuce, the coverage of the race on ESPN. Michael Andretti, Paul Tracy, Robbie Gordon, Ray Hall, Fernandez, Herta, all the stars in the streets of Vancouver at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. That's my kind of fantasy. Run as fast as you want to in the streets. RPM tonight. The debut is tonight with Kenny Mayne at 8 o'clock. That is the definitive coverage of the day in motorsports, and it'll be here every week on the deuce. Earnhardt goes around Kenny Schrader's battered machine. Boy, what a season he's had. Take a look, find your favorite. We'll run you all the way down through the field in the Southern 500. Those guys, I'd say Martin has made the biggest move from 36th to the top 20. You ride with Morgan Shepherd. Falling back to 13th spot. Car will not behave. All right, he's coming down. We're on top of that first building. Let's see if Ricky waves as we go by. No, I guess his car's not handling very well. Watch his hands on the wheel. That'll give you an indication. He's fighting it, fighting it, fighting it. That was Rusty Wallace who just smoked by Rudd. Rusty's doing pretty good. He's up to 13th now from, that's going to make him 12th actually, from 21st. First look today at the spam can. Lake Speed's car out the back of Rudd's machine. Number 9 is currently running 13th. 14th. Earnhardt puts Petty a lap down. Loy Allen with one of our camera cars is still parked on pit road in the garage area. Put your hand up, Kyle, so they know you're coming in. Okay, here we come, boys. This would be Kyle's radio we're hearing. You see he's going to pit road. Looking for the leader in the Southern 500. We'll be right back.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home.
Please call. We'll send you a picture and story of a child you can save.
And for JT Snow.
Hey, fellas, get a load. Sinatra tickets. Get this. I can't make it.
Get out.
Nah, hand to God. I gotta get rid of them.
How much?
$40.
It's gotta be killing you.
Yeah, please. It's just that it's Wednesday night and something else came up and I can't miss it.
Don't forget, Wednesday Night Baseball, Cal Ripken makes baseball history as he passes Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played streak. Cal Ripken.
That stink. Kick his butt. Get it before he leaves. Yo, I want my money back.
We're back at Darlington. We're riding with 9-time winner at this racetrack, Dale Earnhardt, currently second. He's won 3 races this year and is currently 294 points out of the lead of all of those stats. That would be the key one. He wants the 8th championship, which would be unprecedented in Winston Cup history, but he's got a lot of catching up to do. Not impossible, 92. Alan Kulwicki was about that far behind Bill Elliott with 6 races left and won the championship. Pit stops have started, so you'll see the onboard cars coming in soon. Here's Wallace, first to pit of our onboard cars. On pit road as Wallace gets a 4-tire change. Rudd is in. Gordon right in front of Marlin. This is the championship battle in the pits together. The Rainbow Warriors in the lower right foreground working on Jeff Gordon. The Morgan McClure team with Martin in the background. Marlin, we should say, in the background. Gordon beat him by a bunch. Earnhardt dodging tires, dodging cars, looking for the Childress pit. Tire stop. Those guys are pretty good. Jack Roush crew servicing Mark Martin. I'm not sure Andretti will be second once it all cycles through, but Earnhardt put a bunch of ground. Earnhardt's crew actually gave him a bunch of track over Andretti. Once the pit stops are complete, Earnhardt will emerge as the leader. Martin's going to come back in. We'll see what happened to Martin. He's away from him. Bang. Darlington stripe right after the pit stop. Crew will do damage assessment as Martin comes back on pit road. Boy, that spoiled a great run to the front. But you take a lot of chances to go from 36th to 20th, which he had done just before the start. Back out on cold tires, perhaps trying to run as aggressively as before the pit stop, and he flattened the right side of the car. Todd Bodine is shown as the leader, having not yet pitted. Morgan Shepherd should be up into second spot, also awaiting a pit stop, and when those two stop, Dale Earnhardt will emerge as the leader.
This lap, 4 tires, this lap.
Shepherd will pit this lap.
All you can, watch your speed.
Shepherd will give up second place. He had pitted early. Pitted what, on lap 8, first caution? Radio talk. Listen for the go command. I went on the follow Jack. No command. Mark Martin is back in for additional repairs as Marlin gives up second spot. Frustrated view for Mark Martin. Todd Bodine, the leader, with a pit stop coming. Another big winner on the pit stops was Dale Jarrett. He's going to come out of this in second place. Andretti, or check that, second place. Andretti's going to end up third when Bodine pits. We'll be back with more live from Darlington.
Some credit card companies promise you'll get a lot of mileage out of their cards. But at Discover Card, we offer something you can really use. The Cashback Bonus Award. In fact, we've given our card members over $500 million already. And the more you use your card, the more you get back. So the next time you travel, put more than just miles under your belt. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the notice sign.
Up, it's power. It's talking to me. All I hear is music. And you hit the throttle. It pulls your head back and it wants to rip it off. It's you, the competition, and everything has to be just right. Pure oil now. Man, from that time on, all you can think about is winning. Pure oil leader. Man, that's a ride. Legends live. Pure leader.
there's Mark Martin. He has just climbed out of the number 6 Ford Thunderbird after slapping the wall hard. I'm a little surprised. It didn't look like it was that hard until you take a look at all the damage. Here's how he sustained it. Into turn 1 just after the pit stop. He gained 16 spots on the racetrack. It just got away from him, and he slapped it a ton. He hit it hard enough, in fact, that the car has gone to the garage. I would assume they will try to fix it. It is his second disaster in 3 weeks. In his quest for the championship, a broken timing chain knocked this team out at Michigan 2 races ago. Last week they struggled through at Bristol and were respectable inside the top 10. Kept their championship hopes alive. Another big blow to those title hopes here today. Earnhardt was only, I believe, 14 points behind Martin coming into the race. So you're looking at the third place guy in the point standings right now. Is not a guy, he is a man of few words, but in those few words he will tell you the truth. And on the other network he just said, hey, I got behind, I was going too fast trying to make up for it, I lost the car.
He's on his way out, Dave. All right, you just have to try to find a hole and see if it'll work up the speed, see what happens.
Spotter talking to Roy Allen back onto the racetrack. He's come back from the garage area.
Just pick it up right there. You got about 3 cars. You got 3 more cars coming, and there's a hole. All right, get ready to go. There's 1 car that's going to go by you. Go ahead and go right there. These guys wave them to the outside when they come by. You got 17 and a 40 and 22 cars coming.
Don't make them mad when you're that far off the pace. Rusty Wallace continuing to climb the ladder from 21st to 9th with a pretty good race car. Debris on the backstretch. Yellow's going to come out. I think it's for Nemechek after he hit the wall. Apparently left some pieces out there. Going to give Jarrett a shot at Earnhardt and see what he can do with it. Earnhardt had a big lead after that sensational 17-second pit stop that will be erased by the yellow flag for Nemechek's crash. Dale's going to pit it. All the leaders are going to pit. Had a good pit stop there. He's going to pick up some track position, perhaps. Dale Jarrett had a great green flag pit stop in that last cycle that got him into second. That's the 15 car. After a great qualifying run, Dick Trickle has problems in the pits. Didn't get the left front on. Stop went sour. The left front, they didn't get on at all, and apparently only got a couple of lug nuts on the right side. I believe it was right front. So that spoiled a great run, and that's real frustrating for Dick Trickle. We're under yellow. We'll take a break and come back with more from Darlington, South Carolina, celebrating Labor Day weekend.
When it comes to roping a steer, folks in Grand Junction, Colorado will tell you that Ron Markin can ride with the best of them. And when it comes to overhauling an engine or rebuilding a carburetor, well, he can do it all. You see, when Ron's not riding a horse for fun, he's turning a wrench for a living. So he buys a lot of parts, mostly from AutoZone. Sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Ron knows that when you want the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
The time is 5:01. The beer is Miller High Life, and the reason is clear. When the time is your own, it must be Miller time. Your time, Miller time.
Yes, it
Ask Foot Locker how the new Nike Air Flight 1 could help improve your game. Or ask the guy who just took you to school. And unless you go to Foot Locker, this is the only way you'll ever see the new Nike Flight 65. The Nike Air Flight 1 and the Nike Flight 65. Get them first at Foot Locker, or get out of the way.
When sports cream, when arms are sore, when legs ache, when muscles hurt. Why sports cream? Massaging sports cream in brings fast pain relief. No medicine-y smell, no odor. Why sports cream? Because it works.
Every morning I wake up starving.
Must feel that dreaming.
So I go to Burger King for a croissant sandwich with ham, egg, and cheese, plus hash browns and coffee, all for just $1.99. $1.99? I must still be dreaming.
Breakfast at Burger King.
We're back live at Darlington. You're riding with Dale Earnhardt, the leader. We are under yellow. Race Day America, bringing you the Southern 500 from Darlington, South Carolina. One of the contenders for the Winston Cup Championship behind the wall. Mark Martin, after a pit stop, hit the wall hard, badly damaged the car. And we're going to get a report on that from Bill Weber. Bill, you get double time for the holiday plus time and a half for working both networks, buddy. This is going to be a high-dollar pit report. What's up down there?
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you, Dave, over here on ESPN2. And as you can see, the Valvoline crew is getting ready to put a new rear end in Martin's Valvoline Ford. They're going to replace that. They're going to work on the track bar. If you look underneath, you can see it's laying on the ground. Mark Martin and Jack Roush are looking under the hood to make sure there's no front end damage. The toe end was knocked way out. This crew has borrowed some guys from the Family Channel, so they've got yeoman horsepower under here trying to get this car back out. Now, Dave, as you know, Mark was third in points and was one of three guys running for a potential $100,000 bonus here at Darlington today. It's not going to happen. This car didn't qualify real well, but they expected it to run very well here today. Obviously, not going to happen. They're very disgruntled, but it's not lacking any effort. Mark walks back here to see if he can't help out some of the guys, and they're going to try and get back out there and get some points, Dave.
Thank you very much, Bill Weber. We're back to green, and Jimmy Spencer's lap car has jumped out in front of the leader, Dale Earnhardt. You're riding with the first-place car in the Southern 500. That's Kyle Petty in front of him. Sterling Marlin runs in fifth spot. stop there for Rusty Wallace. He picked up 2 spots. Jarrett lost a spot, Andretti gained a spot. Marlin lost a spot in the pits under yellow. Change in 3rd spot. Gordon has passed Andretti. The other network reporting that Wallace' car was not behaving particularly well after the green flag stop, so the yellow was a big break for them. They not only picked up 2 positions on the track, but they also had the thing working much better. Puts the lap car of Jimmy Spencer behind him, and Dale Jarrett in 2nd spot. As you can see, Andretti has fallen to 4th into the clutches of Sterling Marlin, who won here in the spring, and will try to put a move on Andretti right here. Got it. $1 million Bill Elliott, winner here 10 years ago, and the defending champion in the race. Cope spun early. Trickle fell to 29th after that problem in the pits, lost the lap. He left before the pit stop was complete, apparently. Talked a lot about Rusty Wallace. Jeff Burton, who's currently being shown 8th, started in 26th position, so he's also doing a great job today. He did a new deal this week. He will race a 3rd Jack Roush car next year, Jeff Burton. They'll announce the sponsor and the crew chief next week. The rumors, underline rumors, Exide Batteries and Buddy Parrott, but those are still rumors.
Clear.
Cross-arm style there for Sterling Marlin. Looks like he's handling pretty well. 3 wins this year, including this race in the spring. Point gap 176, and it pays 175 points, 175-point gap from first to last in one of these races. So the point is that Jeff Gordon, as we said earlier, does lead by more than 1 full race worth of points in the standings. He could drop out of a race and still have the point lead. That Spencer has repassed Earnhardt. Earnhardt got up in the gray stuff at the top of the racetrack a lap and a half ago. Didn't look like a huge bobble. Let's look at it from there. Well, he's up there pretty close to the wall. See the gray? He's right on the fringe of it, and at that point, watch his hands on the wheel. He's not worried about Jimmy Spencer. He's worried about that wall at that point. He Even the good guys get scared. Sometimes a couple times a lap at Darlington.
Clear low. Clear high, clear all around.
Morgan goes around the 17 car of Darrell Waltrip, that's being shown 23rd and a lap down. Early in the race, he lost about 15 spots on one lap. Car has not been right all day. Pretty good battle here with Dale Jarrett. Now it looks like Marlin's going to get by Jarrett as well. Second, third, and fourth. Jarrett had passed Gordon, taken second back just 2 laps ago. Have been together all day. The point leader Gordon through the windshield up front, and Marlin chasing him, second place in the standings. Pole sitter John Andretti is in the pits, unscheduled. Car picked up a vibration. They'll make a 4-tire green flag pit stop. Up 5th spot in the process. Correct my call. That was not Andretti. That was Greg Sachs, 31, not 37. If you're watching the other network, you're sitting there saying, what is he talking about? Punch reporting on the other network that Earnhardt did in fact let Jimmy Spencer by. He was up there in the gray stuff intentionally a couple of laps ago. He'll pass him back now. Earnhardt was telling his crew on the radio that with Spencer behind him, his car was loose and he wanted to let it go, but now he feels that Spencer's holding him up, so he'll pass him and see if he can get away. We'll take a break and see if he can do it when we come back to Darlington, the Labor Day celebration known as the Southern 500.
I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, I took the high endurance challenge from Old Spice because I didn't really think it could work better than my old deodorant, but it does. It evaporates less quickly, it also lasts longer, protects better. Try it. If you don't think it's the best, call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. So if you still think every deodorant works the same, take the high endurance challenge from Old Spice because now you got proof, guaranteed.
Over 800,000 automobile crashes occur in the rain each year. In fact, the Subaru Legacy is equipped with all-wheel drive, the ultimate safety feature. In fact, compared to front-wheel drive, the Subaru all-wheel drive system provides the driver with superior control and better handling on rain-slick surfaces. A fact that's very comforting indeed. The all-wheel drive Legacy from Subaru.
Want to try New Perk Plus?
No, thanks. It makes my hair kind of limp. I tried it years ago.
But this is new.
No way. I've got a date tonight.
Then you'll like this precise blend of several conditioners, individually balanced for every kind of hair.
Okay, I'll try it. It's a blind date anyway.
All right. It's definitely better. It feels kind of, well...
Great. Pert Plus in 5 precise new formulas.
There's some fun. More fun. Yeah, boy, a lot of fun watching those onboard IndyCar cameras. We got them in the Winston Cup deal as well. We are live from Darlington, South Carolina, where we've just had a crash, and we're going to see a yellow. Brett Bodine has hit the wall. Listen to Darrell Waltrip's crew.
Back in and look at the right front shock and everything on the front of the car has just gone crazy. Tempo.
Waltrip just pitted.
You need to stay high. Down low.
I hated to stop. I know I didn't help us any, but man, I'm telling you, I was about to lose this thing off before there. It just would not stay. Turned sideways on me. Tempo.
Waltrip just pitted. He told the crew just before the stop, I got to pit or I'm going to wreck. They put 2 rounds of wedge in the left rear. He went back out. It's still bad. He's going to pit again. Bodine has crashed. That's the reason for the yellow. That's Brett Bodine.
Time behind. This is not a panic situation. Let's just look things over and see what we got.
Waltrip's bunch on the radio trying to figure out what's wrong with the car. Leader is in. This is Earnhardt. 4 tires under yellow. Marlin's in for 4. Wallace is in for 4. And Wallace is going to be first away. Then Marlin. Let's see. I don't think they'll get by before Earnhardt leaves pit road because he's got that last stall down there. That's why it pays to be the champion. See how Jeff Burton comes out of this deal. He had moved up to 6th place from, what did we say, 26th starting spot? Boy with a bright future as he heads for Roush Racing. Ahead of Dale Earnhardt. Let's get in another break and come back with more ESPN2 onboard camera coverage.
Hello, Raleigh. It's a $1 million grand opening sale at Furniture Warehouse USA, where you can get this 5-piece nostalgic oak dining room, ball and crawl, oak finish table, solid oak edge, and 4 double press back chairs, only $464. Or you can get a beautiful 2-piece living room sectional, only $464. Take your choice, $464, and you can get 24 months free finance. And hurry, it's a limited offer. That's Furniture Warehouse USA, located 1500 Capitol Boulevard, next to the Budweiser Building in Raleigh.
When you subscribe to cable, you get to know all the things we are. Major movies, big league sports, all the things you can see without ever leaving home. Now you know it's even more about bringing cable into our classrooms, so teachers can show as well as tell about our history, our humanity, about our hopes. Look, Raleigh, at all the things we are. Cablevision.
The sharp-tailed grouse is known particularly for its elaborate victory dance. Jumping up and down while his wings gyrate in opposite directions, the distinct plumage and intricate dance moves are clearly visible to all. The precise purpose of this ritual is unknown, but is believed to be a form of mockery.
The Canadian Football League on ESPN2. It's wild.
Race Day America continues here on ESPN and ESPN2 with a look back to yesterday's Busch Grand National race. Chad Little tangled with Tracy Leslie, hits the inside wall. Little next to last in 40th. He lost 127 points to Johnny Benson. Mark Martin followed by Johnny Benson. They battled throughout. Back in the pack, however, Jeff Green, Elton Sawyer, and Jason Keller, 7, 8, 9, but the switch is on. Keller and Green trade places. Martin grabbed the lead on lap 98 and never gave it back. He had success yesterday. He struggles today. We now go back to Darlington, Bob Jenkins, and Dave Despain.
Well, a lot of crashing and banging in yesterday's Busch Grand National race. We haven't seen a great deal of that today, but we have seen some great racing. Let's get a recap on backstretch pit activity from Bill Weber.
Well, Bob, this is the right rear tire that just came off of Derek Koch's car during a green flag stop. This right here is the reason Koch came in and got 4 fresh tires. Now, the crew tells me this is a rock puncture that they...
And we'll have Sterling Marlin behind him as we go back to green in less than a lap. In case you missed it on the other network, here's Brett Bodine trying to make an outside pass, losing the rear. Taking the Darlington stripe. Back to the garage area. Morgan spotters, listen.
In front of you, spin in front of you. Go low, go low. Spin all around, good job.
Morgan right behind Brett when he spun. Spotter helping to talk him through it. Or at least the spotter thought that he helped talk him through it. Morgan may or may not have been reacting to the spotter. He was just doing his best to do his best. We're back to green with Earnhardt the leader. No major changes on the pit stops. Wallace gained another spot. First lap after a restart's a thriller. Kyle trying to get in line in front of Hillen. Camera cars back. Martin slapped the wall hard enough that they had to replace the rear end. The right rear hit the wall so hard that it destroyed the rear end. They've changed it, and he's coming back out. Now see, he's coming off the back stretch pit road onto the front straightaway. Greg Sachs is pitted again, car vibrating. It's Earnhardt, Marlin, Jarrett, Andretti, Gordon, and Wallace, your top 6. 5 of those guys started up there. Wallace has come there from 21st spot. Attrition has taken a toll on our 7 in-car cameras. 4 of them have attrished at this point. We have 3 left. All of the top 6. Good pick. Take a look at him. Earnhardt showing the way with Marlin and Jarrett, Andretti, Gordon. Rusty has a camera. We followed him up from 21st spot. Strickland's doing a good job there. He's picked up some positions. Rudd started second, has dropped to 8. Trouble. Jarrett was running so well. Crashed out of 3rd. No yellow. Rusty Wallace car. 3 cars ahead. Jarrett spins. Jeremy Mayfield was with him. Impossible to tell from that angle whether Jeremy touched him. Spencer in front of Earnhardt. Van wanted the caution for the Jarrett incident. Could have regained the entire lap there, but didn't get that opportunity. Earnhardt's led the most laps. That's worth 5 extra points. Doing exactly what he wanted to do here today. Dominate at Darlington. If he wins, he'll become only the 2nd driver ever to win 10 times on this racetrack. The other one, of course, is the Silver Fox. So the man in black hopes to join the Silver Fox, David Pearson, on that page of the record book. Jarrett to the garage to effect repairs. Try to get him back out. That was a position change. This has been an ongoing battle between Todd Bodine, now right in front of Morgan Shepherd, and that's 18th and 19th positions. Go back around the lap car of Jimmy Spencer. No, he won't. Earnhardt's got to be scared to death, or as scared as Earnhardt ever gets. He's had a couple of close moments here with Jimmy Spencer. The damage on the rear of Dale Jarrett's car backed it into the front straightaway pit wall, inside wall. Meanwhile, Mark Martin feeling out his recently repaired number 6 Thunderbird. Mayfield not guilty as far as the Jarrett incident is concerned. The other network reporting that Dale, interviewing Dale, who said, "Nah, I just lost it. It's all my fault. I should have backed off and didn't." Our camera cars run 6th and 7th. That would be Wallace and Rudd. We'll be back with more.
Hey, this feels nice.
Who's pulling on my shirt?
It's me, Johnson, fool. Is this Russell Athletic?
Sure, feel like cover stitching.
Must be that new blend fabric.
Yeah, it's tough, strong.
And no little fuzzballs.
By the way, anybody got the ball?
I think I got it.
That's not the ball.
Oh, sorry.
Looking for really tough athletic wear? Get Russell Athletic. Get tough.
Can France and Italy, Austria and England, Germany, Spain, and the Netherlands ever really agree on a single currency? Actually, they already have. Gold MasterCard. It's accepted at more cash machines around the world.
Excuse me, guys.
Than any other card. Look for your Gold MasterCard invitation in the mail and apply today.
Question. What do you call hockey when the ice melts?
Roller hockey international. All the action. Hold the ice.
We're back at Darlington. Caution on the racetrack at lap 137. Big excitement involving the Winston Cup champion, Jeff Gordon, among those who have spun. Let's go for a ride with Rusty Wallace and see what happened. There's the smoke. That's Gordon way up in front. Wallace drives through it, but another of our onboard cameras was also involved. Let's ride with Ricky Rudd and see how it happened. Gordon, I believe, is the first of those cars. Rudd spun, I think, trying to get to the bottom to avoid it. Put a Darlington stripe on the wrong side of the tied Ford. Rainbow Warriors working on number 24. I'm not sure he hit anything. I don't know that that car is damaged other than the flat spotted tires from the spin. Got a little nick on the right rear of Jeff Gordon's car that appears to be it. Rudd hit the wall pretty good. They're going to leave the roof flap up on Rudd's car, fix that the next time around. Jeremy Mayfield was also involved in this as he spun behind Jeff Gordon. Jeff Burton's car also involved. Right front beat up. That's too bad. He'd been 7th from 26th. A great run. Burton got that damage when he ran into Rudd. I wondered about that because Rudd, I could not see him spinning the car that far behind the incident. He slowed down to miss it. Burton got him in the back. That's what spun Rudd. So Rudd came back down pit road to fix that air flap. Saw Morgan Shepherd on pit road as well. Earnhardt still leading. Gordon survives a potential disaster here. He nicked the DuPont Chevrolet, but he didn't hurt it badly. Of course, the spin will cost him a terrific amount of track position, but more importantly, the car is still healthy and able to continue. Earnhardt, the point leader. We'll be right back.
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is with a computerized reservation system that makes short work of paperwork. Because the sooner you get your move started, the sooner you're finished. Ryder, we're there when you need us.
The newest way you can cure athlete's foot is the way doctors cure it. With the same ingredient they've prescribed millions of times. It's new prescription strength Desonex. Nothing cures athlete's foot better. New prescription strength Desonex, the doctor's cure.
Under 25, license revoked, driving without insurance. You're just the guy we're looking for. not ready.
I really get a pump jumping out of balloons with bungee cords on or riding a motorcycle at 100 miles an hour with my head tucked over the handlebars, not being able to see anything. That is definitely an adrenaline high. Knowing that your life hangs this far between life and death. You know, you get those endorphins popping, that incredible feeling, that rush. Kind of like being on stage. It's definitely escapism. I never really have experienced true Zen, but I'm hoping me and my Ducati will get there.
ESPN2, people who do.
Got a Labor Day baseball triple-header for you tomorrow on ESPN. Starting 1 o'clock Yankee Stadium, Ken Griffey and the Mariners come to town. Then the Reds go visit the Astrodome at 4 o'clock Eastern. Then we'll head to the West Coast, and the Dodgers will take on the Phillies. 9 o'clock Eastern time on that one. You ride with Ricky Rudd, who's just been back in the pits. We'll take another look at the incident up at 3 and 4. There's Jeff Gordon spinning. Behind him, Mayfield hit the wall. Separate incidents. Speculation from Benny Parsons that there may have been oil in the corner. The third car to spin is Rudd with an assist from Jeff Burton. So the significance of that would be Gordon's championship situation. Listen with Rudd. Replay. Noisy when you crash. The significant sound was the sound of him backing out of the throttle quicker than Jeff Burton, who was behind him, tagged him, spun him. Gordon stays on the lead lap. He is 13th in the running order, so it was expensive, but not terribly so, as the pace car pulls off. 3 in-car cameras in the top 5 here. We'll ride with the 1st, 2nd, and 5th place cars as the leader Earnhardt comes around for the restart on lap 142. Restart again, this time by Dick Trickle. Behind Earnhardt, Sterling Marlin, 2nd. Bobby Labonte, the big winner on the restarts. Dale letting Trickle know he's there. Bobby Labonte started the race 13th, is now up to 4th behind John Andretti, who sits in 3rd. Marlin is 2nd. You're riding with the leader Earnhardt as he tries to get around Trickle. Lost a lap with a Bosch pit stop. Got back on the tail end of the lead lap on the restart. Has now gone back a lap down behind both Earnhardt and Marlin. Rusty Wallace running 5th. looks like late race in spring, doesn't it? Marlin going after Earnhardt. Remember, he passed him with, what, 5 laps to go in the spring? Went on and won the race. Marlin passes Earnhardt. Earnhardt's going to come right back around him. Yahoo! Saw the front straightaway melee. Jeff Burton has crashed again. These guys are racing back to the yellow, and the front straightaway is full of wrecked cars. I wish they'd get rid of that rule. I don't think they should race back to the yellow flag, and that's an example of why. Now, these cars had stopped down on the inside, out of the way. Yes, you've got a spotter to tell you, but still, a race back to the line at Darlington with a track full of wrecked race cars is dangerous. Here's what Rudd saw. Yeah. And racing with Rudd at that moment was Jeff Gordon. Mark Martin's view of it, pretty similar. Now, he checked way up because he can't see. Morgan Shepherd very close to it.
Good job.
A lot of fluid on the windshield from the crash cars that included Burton, Todd Bodine, and I'll tell you, Jeff Gordon got by that by inches. And that's the second time today he's had a near miss. He spun, didn't hit anything, brought out the last yellow, and then came through this one and managed to miss it entirely. Off comes the sheet metal from Jeff Burton's car. Boy, that spoils a great run. From 26 to as high as 7s during the course of the day. Involved in the last incident. Came back, was passing cars. Now has crashed big time. Todd Bodine says goodbye. Gordon making a long pit stop here. Take a break under this yellow. 151 laps complete of 367.
You know, Linda's been my barber. Stylist for years. Months. And a while back, she told me.
Stop squirming.
No. She said I should do something about my flakes. I said, get a new barber? She said, get new Head and Shoulders. I said, you're serious? She said, yeah. Now it has Micro D, which fights flakes better without stripping your hair of the oils it needs. So my hair feels... no flakes. And I owe it all to my stylist.
New Head and Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
I never park up front of the parking lot. That's how door dings happen. The towels bug my wife. She calls me a tightwad, but I'm not a tightwad. I just don't want to scratch the upholstery. No, if people took care of their cars, they wouldn't have to keep buying new ones.
Pure oil now.
I change my own oil and use Purelator filters.
Pure oil later.
Have to watch the dog up there. Tell
legends live on Purelator.
Oh, look, a nickel.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. It's a cold one. You know the beer, you know the taste. With Miller Genuine Draft, the world's a very cool place.
All of
of us get busy with what we do every week. However, there's nothing more important than spending time with your family. Good night, air. Good night, noise everywhere. Take a moment and do something special with your family. You should never be too busy.
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy.
This message brought to you by NASCAR. The teams, the tracks, the drivers.
We're back live at Darlington, South Carolina, ESPN2 and Race Day America. Bringing you first the stock cars, then the Molson Indy in-car coverage here on the Deuce and over on the mothership at 5 o'clock. And tonight, my main man, Kenny Man. He'll be the main man in motorsports every Sunday night at 8 p.m. The show debuts tonight on ESPN2. It's called RPM Tonight. And I want you to catch it every single week. We will be checking attendance, and we expect you to be there. I don't know how your Labor Day is working out, but mine's pretty cool. I mean, come on, we're sitting up here in the sunshine. We're working on our tan. Got the race cars 100 feet below us. The beautiful blondes hanging out up here. My life's better than Benny Parsons. I don't have one of those cool chairs like he got from the Heilig Myers people. I got to work on that deal. Private parking for Parsons posterior, it said. Not a bad deal. Tell you what impresses me about the race so far, 3-car. He's good, and he's been lucky, and you got to have both to win at Darlington. This is a view you've seen a lot here today. Out the front of the lead automobile, Earnhardt showing the way. Marlin passed him, and then Earnhardt passed him back. We're going all the way down, so look for your favorite driver. Ward Burton has done a pretty good job here today, as well as his brother Jeff, Lake Speed former winner of the race. You've seen Spencer up there racing with the leader of late. Some disappointments, of course. Jeff Burton tore up a good race car after getting as high as 6th in the field. Kyle Petty's had a pretty good run here after starting deep in the field. Getting ready to go back to green. I guess we better get in another quick break. We'll be right back.
Popping with flavor, more flavor than ever, and less fat, too. It's the right thing to do. Popping with flavor. Pringles right, crisp flavors, they're new. And the taste indulging, right thing to do. Tangy sour cream and onion, now more flavor on the chips. Less fat and less grease across your lips. Popping with flavor. Pringles right, crisp flavor. Once you pop, you can't stop.
Green is out, turn 1, restart lap 156. Earnhardt in front. You ride with Marlin, who's second. Lap cars between them. Now led 93 laps in this race. Definitely a dominating performance today. Cars are on the lead lap at this juncture. 157 of 367 laps complete. Shepard's 1995 season, snapshot form. Second in New Hampshire, looking for his first win. Got a long way to go to get him here today. He's 19th to lap down. report on the other network that Jeff Gordon made 3 pit stops under that yellow. After he spun, the car was very, very loose. They made some major chassis changes and now apparently have the car working much better. He's racing with Bill Elliott for 12th spot. Running 19th, but running pretty fast. He's right with Rusty Wallace, the 6th place car.
Clear.
Yeah, Rusty's backing up here. Those are lap cars passing him. No, take that back. Burton was for position. Ward Burton, 22, passing Rusty Wallace for 7th spot, dropping Rusty to 8th. Boy, Andretti's doing a good job. Solid 3rd. Right behind Rusty is Lake Speed. Trickles climbed back up the ladder a little ways after the bad pit stop. Rudd's the last car on the lead lap, but he's got some trouble as well. In fact, Red, the network is reporting that Rudd may have a tire going down. Car Greg Sachs that Marlin just passed is 2 laps down, running 25th. 17 cars on the lead lap. Marlin a little more than a second behind Earnhardt. You see they're strung out a bit through that top 5. Earnhardt shown the way most of the day. Reports on the other network that some of the teams are starting to report tire shortages after all the yellows and all the tire changes that result from yellows. Apparently the round black things are in a bit short supply in certain camps. Right now is when you should be watching ESPN because the boys in the booth are trying to do arithmetic, and that's always interesting, always entertaining. Not always informative, but always entertaining. Rusty Wallace is 9th, and we're looking for indications of what's wrong with his car for the last green flag run here. He's lost 2 positions. Car on the lead lap, 17th place, Ricky Rudd, following Jimmy Spencer, who is 16th and back on the lead lap. On board with Rusty Wallace as Jeff Gordon goes by. Inside the top 10, Gordon is now 9th, and Rusty falls to 10th. Rusty's car is way loose. Gordon seems to be working pretty well after 3 pit stops on the last yellow. Let's go back on board and watch the pass. You're inside Rusty Wallace's 9th place car. Gordon waving, or rather Wallace waving Gordon by, probably indicating my car is too loose to race with you. Just go on by and don't hit me. Close to halfway. Let's take a break and come back with more of a Labor Day tradition, the Southern 500.
Have Foot Locker explain what makes the Air Max CW Nike's most air cushion basketball shoe ever made. Have it pounded into you on the court. The new Nike Air Max CW. Get it at Foot Locker, or get it when you least expect it.
In the world of credit cards, the traffic is getting pretty heavy, and it's easy to get confused by all the complicated new card offers and restrictions. But people who know where they're going use one card, Discover Card, with the cashback bonus award, the Smart Rate program, and no annual fee. For a positive impact on your finances, use the Discover Card. It pays to discover. The card that pays you back. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Got a car, but need an engine? Then come to Pep Boys, where you'll find a huge selection of over 1,200 quality engines for your car or light truck for as low as $699.99. Import or domestic, all have a 12-month unlimited mileage warranty. And you can charge it with your Pep Boys credit card and pay as little as $35 a month. So come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
We're back, and we're watching Dale Earnhardt dominate the Mountain Dew Southern 500. He's led by far the most laps here today. Built a lead of perhaps a maybe a second and a half over Sterling Marlin. Then the dominant car, pretty much from the get-go, started third. David Pearson says the key to winning at Darlington is picking your way through the traffic. Earnhardt has done that pretty effectively all day. The only major incident involving Jimmy Spencer's car, and Earnhardt dodged that bullet. Marlin can improve his points position here. If things continue as they're going now, he is second, while Jeff Gordon, the man leading him in the standings, is ninth on the racetrack. And as you can barely see through that dirty windshield, Jeff Gordon has pulled away from him. Correct, that Gordon is ninth and Wallace is 10th. This is Morgan Shepherd. He's 19th and a lap down as we work our way back through the onboard cameras in the field. Tough day for Ricky Rudd. Backed up early, got caught out in the traffic. Car went loose on him, and then got caught up in a wreck not of his own making. This is exactly what the Silver Fox Pearson was talking about. Work your way through the traffic very carefully. Rudd on the lead lap. The Meineke car in front of him. Steve Grissom is 30 laps behind.
Be halfway, Steve.
You're listening to Grissom's radio, and they're telling him, hey, Steve, hang on, 30 laps down, but at least it's half over. From up rooftop as we monitor his radio. He's going to be a good race car driver. Won last week's BGN race at Bristol. Tough day today. He's 35th. Kyle Petty is the car also involved in that group. Let's see, where's Kyle in the rundown right now? 22nd on a lap down.
Car on the bottom bar to 41.
Mark Martin exiting the pits. Hard to tell when you're 54 laps down whether a pit stop is routine or not, but I think this one probably is. He's way out of sync with everybody else, of course, having crashed the car early. Could be continuing damage or could be just routine at this point for him. These guys will not give up. They are third in points and will almost certainly lose that position to Dale Earnhardt today, barring some similar misfortune for Earnhardt, who has dominated the race. He needed only 15, I believe, to overtake Martin in the standings this afternoon. And certainly Earnhardt is doing everything he needs to do today, leading the most laps, dominating the race. Martin has had trouble. Gordon has dodged a couple bullets. Marlin has had a pretty uneventful run in second spot. Looking back through the year with Dale Earnhardt, the early season disasters at Rockingham and Richmond, Darlington, Bristol. Short tracks were tough on him in particular. And then Sonoma, of course, he won the race. First ever road course victory, which you saw here on ESPN. Ran pretty well for a while, and then in Michigan, the broken timing chain. Watkins Glen, another mechanical problem. Actually, the first Michigan he crashed. The second Michigan was the broken timing chain. Loy Allen back in. They continue to chase it. A day of chasing but not catching. Remember, he did it when it mattered in the spring race here. Caught that very guy right there that he's chasing today, Dale Earnhardt. Passed him and won the race. With relative ease, although he is many, many laps down, 55 laps behind. Picture perfect day in Darlington for Earnhardt thus far. We'll be back with more.
I know if you really care about somebody, nothing else should matter. But it does.
Sometimes getting close to him is all I think about.
I expect her to sweat if she's running a marathon, but not when we're close to each other.
Well, you just can't get close to a guy if he smells.
Get a little closer with Arid XX, the anti-odor antiperspirant. Arid XX helps keep you extra, extra dry.
I trust Arid.
It was a bone dry summer's day, and I was reminded by a vision in black and gold that there's another
cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft.
So tell me,
the cold one.
Yo, boss.
You know the beer, you know the taste. With Miller Genuine Draft, the world's a very cool place.
I know there really is something about being a soldier. It started the moment I got here. The word can't vanished. This was advanced training. This was the training I came in for. My folks are proud of what I've done. I'm proud of who I am. I'm a soldier.
Baseball history to be made on Wednesday night. Lou Gehrig, the legend engraved in the annals of the game. The Iron Man set the record many thought would never be broken. 2,130 games, but Cal Ripken Jr. will play his 2,131st straight on Wednesday night. You'll see it on ESPN. That's a very big deal in baseball. I might even watch that. This is Race Day America, Mountain Dew Southern 500 from Darlington. As you ride with Dale Earnhardt through the traffic, do it very carefully. Don't let it get away from you halfway through the race. Jeff Gordon's doing a great job here. He's up to 5th. He just passed Terry Labonte. And is really having a terrific run after that spin early. Well, not early. It was, 50 laps ago, I suppose, which he did not hit anything. Made subsequent pit stops working on the handling, and now they have that car right because he's moved up to 5th spot. Bickle goes another lap down to Earnhardt. Brett Bodine, who crashed earlier, falls to Earnhardt. By 5 seconds, pulling away from this guy, Sterling Marlin, running second. Andretti still third. Strong run from the pole. Elliott's moving up. Musgrave rounding out the top 20. Petty came from a provisional starting spot to 21st. Craven leads in the rookie standings. We'll take a break and come back with more.
Every morning I wake up starving.
Must be all that dreaming.
So I go to Burger King for a croissant sandwich with ham, egg, and cheese, plus hash browns and coffee, all for just $1.99. $1.99? I must still be dreaming.
Breakfast at Burger King.
All right, gentlemen. Tomorrow, your butts are mine. Lights out.
Miss, I'm hungry. Russell Athletic Wear is made to handle the toughest situations on and off the field.
Hot dog.
First fry.
Hamburger. Tacos. Tacos grande.
Pizza.
Coach, going somewhere, ladies. Hard work. Dedication. Commitment.
Get Russell Athletic. Get tough.
Get up there, Lord, bud. Go, go.
When the bear comes out of hibernation, he sees little, hears less, but his sense of smell is keen. The cool scent of Coast revives him. Then he is friendly and can learn to do tricks. Coast, the eye-opener.
No matter where I park, it draws a crowd. It's a 55! It's a 55! 55. 55. This is one of the last real classics of our time. What do you think of the bumper, huh? Everything's original. And I take care of it myself right down to the oil and the Purolator filter.
Pure oil now.
It's a 55. So when someone asks me how I've kept up the engine, I just show them the Purolator.
Purolator.
I don't think it all fit.
Legends live.
55.
Purolator. Purolator.
Pit stops have started with 205 laps in the book of the Mountain Dew Southern 500 from Darlington. We'll be seeing the leaders coming in shortly. Long run of green flag racing. Earnhardt has simply pulled away. Rusty Wallace, now the 10th place car, is on pit road. And here's the man in black. Speed limit down pit road. Headed for the last stall. Sterling Marlin is on the entrance to pit road. 17.9 seconds for routine 4 tires and fuel for Earnhardt. talk on the other network all about getting the windshield clean, because this is the time of day when the sun setting in the west here behind turns 1 and 2 really creates a terrible glare. We'll watch for that on the onboard cameras as the second place car pits. Good bit slower than Earnhardt. He'll lose more racetrack ground as Jeff Gordon takes over second spot, pending his pit stop. Andretti's guys did a good job on their pit stop. Rudd was among the first cars to pit in this sequence, so he's already been in. Gordon is on pit road with Bobby Labonte. This is not routine for Gordon because, remember, he pitted, what was it, 40 laps ago, but he's got a problem with a right rear tire, so they're going to stay in sequence or get back in sequence with everybody else here by doing a 4-tire change. Morgan Shepherd's pit stop. Ward Burton had inherited the lead when Earnhardt and the rest came in. He has now pitted. There's Ward, and that one took a while. That was a long stop, and it's too bad. He's been having a great run here today and led the race on the caution sequence. Had been as high as, I believe, 8, if memory serves, in the running order. Bill Elliott will get credit for leading a lap, but is now on pit road on the back side of the racetrack. There are 23 front straightaway pit stalls. Bill qualified 24th. There's his stop. And Michael Waltrip, who was such a story in our onboard camera show here at the spring race, fighting back all day after a front straightaway crash. With Elliott and Waltrip pitting, guess who has the lead? Then clear through the field, Earnhardt comes out with a lead that should have grown rather substantially because of the speed of his crew and the comparatively slow pit stop for Sterling Marlin. Change up front. We'll take a break and come back with more from Darlington.
Come on, you can count on us. Come on.
There are a lot of ways to get to Bobby Murray Chevrolet.
Come on, you can count on us. Come on.
And more ways to get home, because a Tracker, Blazer, Tahoe, or Suburban from Bobby Murray Chevrolet puts a road anywhere you want one. Count on us for a world-class selection, and count on us to save you money. Our low price beats their best price every day.
You can count on us.
This September, pay-per-view has the movies you want to see. The easiest way to get top Hollywood entertainment at home, hassle-free, instantly, is pay-per-view. Just follow the simple pay-per-view ordering instructions. And before you know it, you'll be enjoying the movie of your choice in the comfort of your home. You can treat family and friends to a first-run flick for the price of just one ticket. And when the movie's over, there's no tape to return, no late fees to pay. Pay-per-view in September. Good times made to order.
16 of 367 laps complete in Race Day America's exclusive simulcast coverage of the Southern 500, followed at 5 o'clock Eastern Time by the similar coverage of the Molson at Vancouver.
30-50.
Michael Waltrip's spotter, clocking him at 30.50 seconds. He's just ahead of the onboard camera here, carried by Ricky Rudd. They run 14th and 15th. Lap times and traffic direction are the lap after lap things that the spotters provide. If there's a wreck, they'll try to talk you through it.
30-50, leader, 31.05. Leader, now.
Look at Michael's car. Been some talk about him leaving that team, although that talk seems to have quieted in recent weeks, and his owner says, well, he'll be back as far as I know. We have a contract.
Leader, 60.
And Bill Elliott in front of him, of course, and the comparison times that Michael is getting are the comparison to a leader, Dale Earnhardt. Good look at all those black marks on the wall. No doubt they tend to be concentrated at the exit of turn 4. It's a popular place to crash at Darlington. Look at that lead. 151 of 218 laps. 14 lead changes mostly under the 5 cautions here today. Buck 33 for the speed. Andretti led from the pole. Picked up 29 laps here today. Rudd led for a while before his car went south. Todd Bodine and Jeff Gordon both led under yellow. Bodine subsequently crashed on the front straightaway and dropped out of the race. The only car who's not out there right now, although Dave Marcus is reported 72 laps down. If they've mentioned over on the other network that on one occasion, as we talk about Earnhardt's dominance of this race, on one occasion, Ned Jarrett won this race by 14 laps. He's currently in the booth, of course, for ESPN. This is for 4th and 5th as Wallace has picked up the tempo a little bit. His loose condition apparently corrected during the pit stop. He's trying to take 4th place away from Bobby Labonte. Let's ride along. Labonte can win an extra 100 grand today if he can pick up the victory in this race. Turning laps at 30-50. Michael Waltrip, whose spotter, Terry Smith, we were monitoring earlier, had him that lap at 30-40. You see why Earnhardt is stuck in traffic. for Dale. This is when you got to be patient. Big mistake there for number 33, Presley. Next in line will be Bodine. On the outside. You got a good race car when you can make that pass. This out. What's different about this picture? Jeff Gordon has passed Sterling Marlin for second place. A terrific run for Jeff Gordon, who spun once in this race. There's the replay as he just motors by going into turn one and leaves Sterling Marlin for dead. And that is the symbolic pass. That is the leader of the Winston Cup standings, passing and then dramatically pulling away from the second-ranked driver in Winston Cup. Tell you, Gordon's good. He's 12 seconds behind. Gordon's car is very, very good. He's 12 seconds back to Earnhardt. We'll start watching that interval. 12 and a half seconds. But that interval is shrinking, I believe, with Gordon gaining on Earnhardt.
Four cars.
Steve Grissom will bring one of our onboard cameras to pit road next time by for 4 tires. Or check out one of our onboard radios, I should say.
Pit this time by 4 tires. Coming at you, Brian.
Telling Brian Frazier, the crew chief, we're coming at you, and he is on pit road. That was after the first incident of the day. Ricky Rudd goes a lap down. Earnhardt blows by on the inside. Earnhardt has now lapped up through 14th position. Last car on the lead lap, Michael Waltrip, 13th spot. We'll be right back.
Diamond engagement ring. How else could 2 months' salary last forever?
Explain what makes the Air Max CW Nike's most air cushion basketball shoe ever made. have it pounded into you on the court. The new Nike Air Max CW. Get it at Foot Locker, or get it when you least expect it.
Camera coverage on 2. You gotta love the Indy cars with the wheels right out there in the open, sometimes almost in the cockpit. It's coming up today, 5 o'clock from Vancouver on the Deuce. Eastern, of course, 2 o'clock Pacific. Dale Earnhardt continuing to pull away as Robert Presley has crashed. And that's going to hurt his chances for Rookie of the Year. He's involved in a battle with Ricky Craven for that honor, but he has more than a Darlington stripe here. He left about half the right front of the car up there on the wall, and let's see if it was caused by Bobby Hillin running up alongside him and perhaps touching him. Yes, indeed. He got her twice. He got it front and rear. And then saved it and kept on driving. We have no caution as a result of that. Well, we may get one, though. Parts and pieces, left and start finish. That little piece of fiberglass, I don't think they would need to throw a yellow for that. That Andy Petrie will crew chief next year. Petrie will leave the Earnhardt team and join this operation. And the long-term objective there is team ownership for Petrie. He'll be the crew chief for a couple of years, and then we'll take over ownership of the car, and said that is the reason he would leave a team that has won 6 Winston Cup championships and a driver who has 7. The interval from Earnhardt during the commercial, and it was holding steady at 12 seconds, and it will be erased by a yellow flag for debris on the racetrack. I think that's a different piece of debris, perhaps, than the one we spotted earlier. In any case, a 12-second Earnhardt lead is erased. Gordon will be on his rear bumper, perhaps, depending on what happens with pit stops, possible pit stops. Running you down through the field there. Lake Speed's doing a good job. Qualified well and is running well at 6th spot. Jeff Burton is 28th after getting well up into the running order and then crashing back deep into the field. Now they're all going to pit, so the interval will be determined by the work of the crews. Here's the leader coming down pit road. Is in. Wallace, 5th place, will also come. All the leaders will be on pit road. Watch the clock, see who's got the quick stop. Of course, Wallace is way back up pit road, so he stopped a lot earlier. 17.8 seconds for Jeff Gordon and 18.6 for Earnhardt. So the Rainbow Warriors won that one by a second. But that was not enough to put Gordon in front of Earnhardt on the racetrack. That's because of their relative pit positions. Michael Waltrip, last car on the lead lap, is in. Bill Elliott is in. Here's Waltrip's stop. Everybody getting 4 tires. Judd is on pit road. Network reporting that John Andretti, who's had a great run here today, has picked up a miss in the motor, and it's gotten worse over the last 20 laps, so he's in big trouble. We'll take a break and come back.
Tending your land, getting your hands back in the soil, working with the sun on your back. Could anything be more rewarding?
Yeah, paying someone else to do it for you. Like Ned, Joe, and Tom. That's what Visa Gold's for, with enough purchase power to turn your yard green. And what could be more relaxing than mowing it yourself? Paying Al. Visa Gold, it's everywhere you want to be.
Want to try New Pert Plus?
No way. I tried it years ago. My hair needs a separate conditioner.
This new stuff cleans and conditions better than back then.
But it's still a shampoo and conditioner in one.
Wrong. It's a shampoo and precise blend of several conditioners, individually balanced for every kind of hair.
We'll see. Well, it is actually better. I can feel it.
New Pert Plus in 5 precise new formulas.
It came from the third dimension with its own brain, its own voice, its own legs. There's only one problem. It needs your eyes. Virtual Boy. See it now in 3D.
Race Day in America continues right here on ESPN and ESPN2. I'm Carl Ravitch. Welcome back to our Race Day in America studios. Don't forget, at 5 o'clock, we will have the IndyCar race. Will Jacques Villeneuve be able to take the PPG Championship? Then at 7 on ESPN2, Labor Day on Long Island, the figure 8 and rollover contest from Riverhead Raceway in Riverhead, New York. And don't forget, RPM tonight debuting. They will recap the entire weekend of racing. Kenny Mayne, your host, RPM tonight at 8 Eastern. Back to Bob Jenkins and Dave Despang.
We'll just plan on going 61 laps.
Our intent is to avoid rollovers here at Darlington. I was just thinking during the commercial break how different this race is from the one we saw from the onboard cameras in the spring here, when so many cars were destroyed. The new pavement, just a one-line racetrack and very, very fast. We had wreck after wreck, yellow after yellow. In contrast, only one car has dropped out of this race. Todd Bodine's machine was too badly damaged after a 3-car crash to continue. And though there are other cars out there that are many, many laps down, we still have 41 cars running, and that means traffic jams on every restart. One of which will be coming up with this guy sitting out front. He hasn't been terrific on the restarts today. On 3 or 4 occasions, lap cars have jumped in front of him. We'll see how he does when we come back to Darlington. Dale Earnhardt showing the way in the Mountain Dew Southern 500.
As Kenny Wallace and the Red Dog Thunderbird, turning speedways into dog tracks.
Save $10 on one of our most powerful batteries, the Pro Start, just $39.99 after mail-in rebate. Get the power you need for only $39.99 at Pep Boys now.
Now at Pep Boys, get any 4 of our 35,000-mile all-season steel-belted tires at an incredible low $109. That's right, any 75 or 80 series, any 4, just $109 at Pep Boys now.
Everybody talks about the future. Some do something about it. Steve Marsden. In just 4 years, Steve will take off as a jet engine mechanic. He'll serve in Tokyo and the Middle East. Steve will become a team leader. He'll receive cash for college while building a career in aviation. Futures like this don't just happen. In today's military, in over 200 careers, you can get the skills and education, the experience and opportunities you want. Make it happen in the U.S. Armed Forces.
We've just gone green at Darlington, South Carolina. Race Day America coverage of the Mountain Dew Southern 500. Dale Earnhardt jumps right back out in front and picks up where he left off. Ricky Rudd, the lap car, carrying our onboard camera. Got in front of him momentarily. Earnhardt passed him in turn 1. You're riding with the third place car, following the second place car. Marlin, second in points, third on the racetrack. Gordon, second on the racetrack, first in the points. In fact, the top 3 drivers in the Winston Cup standings are now the lead 3 cars in the race. Look at the traffic jam in front of Rusty Wallace here. Dale Earnhardt came into this race 4th in points, but will move to 3rd after Mark Martin hit the wall and has fallen deep into the running order. He is 40th and 54 laps down. A disastrous day for Mark Martin. There's Wallace in the middle of the traffic jam. Bobby Hillen directly in front of him. Big trouble.
Good job.
Jimmy Spencer and Bill Elliott. Looks like Mike Wallace is also involved. Spencer, right side of your screen, both facing the wrong way. Darlington stripe on the wrong side of the car. There's a look from Mark Martin's viewpoint as they went into turn 1. Smoke, turn left. Yahoo! Missed the parts. Keep on trucking. Terry Labonte got swept up in that, although has continued with damage to the front end. Morgan Shepherd's view of it.
You see it. Stay low, stay low, stay low. Go low. Go down, go down, go down. Clear, clear. Come on. Good job, baby. Good job.
There's Mike Wallace walking away. Looks like perhaps Michael Waltrip got into the back of Bill Elliott to trigger all that. On the other network shows that perhaps Elliott ran up on the back of another car a little quickly and had to check up, and when he did, Waltrip got him in the back and that spun him. Waltrip got through it with no damage. Others weren't so lucky. Andretti got some front end damage. Out the back of the pace car. car that got involved here that we did not mention was Ed Barrier. You can see what happened to Labonte's machine in this 5-car tangle between turns 1 and 2. We'll be back with a restart.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home.
Please call. We'll send you a picture and story of a child you can save.
Communication involves a sender, a receiver, a medium, and a message.
Listen carefully.
Did you hear that?
Live from Darlington, Bill Elliott is getting some help walking down the hill. Now he's off the banking. It's a little easier to make your way. What a difference 10 years makes. A year ago, he was the winner of this race, and 10 years ago today, he won $1 million in this race. He hurt his knee or ankle a little bit, but he's walking pretty well now as they get him back onto flat ground. John Andretti with damage from this 5-car crash. Let's go back a few laps and see what happened with John Andretti. Let's watch and listen. He's in the middle here. Remember the motor missing.
Still there.
Got into the back of Ted Musgrave. Smoke off the right-hand side. Probably sheet metal rubbing the tire. Morgan's view of the crash. Listen.
Stay low, go low. Go down. Clear, come on. Good job, baby, good job.
I wouldn't want to be the spotter. I would rather be the driver than the spotter. You don't want to stutter if you're the spotter. You don't want to be thinking about what you're going to say. Not like being a TV announcer where you sometimes get a moment to think about it. You don't have much time when things go wrong at 175 miles an hour. Took a long time to get Elliott out of the car, primarily because the driver's side was wedged up against the wall. Bill was limping a bit when they got him out of the car, but walking much better when they got him back on flat land. Here's a look from up top side. There's the 3 cars down on the inside. And as Elliott checked up a little bit to avoid, was that Hamilton perhaps? Things went crazy behind him. Beat up the burger car today for sure. We'll take a break. Be back with more as Earnhardt leads Gordon at Darlington.
Ask Foot Locker how the new Nike Air Flight 1 could help improve your game. Or ask the guy who just took you to school. And unless you go to Foot Locker, this is the only way you'll ever see the new Nike Flight 65. The Nike Air Flight 1 and the Nike Flight 65. Get them first at Foot Locker, or get out of the way.
Some low-fat news from Kellogg's Pop-Tarts.
I've got a surprise for you for breakfast. You're not gonna believe this.
Here's some hot news you grown-ups may want to sit down for.
Will you work with me?
Indulge in the great-tasting line of Kellogg's low-fat Pop-Tarts. A tender crust filled with wholesome sweetness.
What's not to like?
Pretty tasty news, huh?
Yes.
Kellogg's low-fat Pop-Tarts. And now new frosted strawberry and frosted chocolate fudge.
Chocolate, and it's not even your birthday.
Big game for JT Snow.
Hey, fellas, get a load. Sinatra tickets. Get this. I can't make it.
Get out.
Nah, hand to God. I gotta get rid of them.
How much?
$40.
It's gotta be killing you.
Please. It's just that it's Wednesday night and something else came up and I can't miss it.
Don't forget, Wednesday night baseball, Cal Ripken makes baseball history as he passes Lou Gehrig's consecutive games played streak. Cal Ripken.
That stink. Kick his butt.
Get it before he leaves. No, I want my money back.
Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, on a crystal day where the Indy cars are ready to run on a very tight, very rough course as Race Day America continues here on ESPN. And here, the championship in the Indy cars could be decided, but it's a battle all the way down to 8th position with just 2 races to go. Jacques Villeneuve, with a new track record, has the pole. It's going to be a magnificent afternoon for the Indy cars. Join us.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Paul Page going to have a wild show out there for the IndyCar race, I suspect. We're having a bit of a wild afternoon here at Darlington, as a matter of fact, most notably with our recent incident involving Bill Elliott. Earnhardt, Gordon, Marlin, Labonte, and Wallace, the top 5. Find your favorite in the field as we run you down. 41 cars still running. Only Todd Bodine out of the race. Pit stop shuffle here has dropped several drivers back a couple of positions. Lake Speed is now 8th, was 6th. Jeff Burton's been up and down. He ended up right back where he qualified, 26th. We'll update those numbers, of course, and have more cars out of the race after that wreck. Several of those machines I don't think are going to get back underway. Certainly Bill Elliott's car is done for the day, but has not yet been officially added to the attrition list. Richmond next week, then Dover, a couple of short track races at Martinsville and North Wilkes, and then the stretch run for the championship. Charlotte, Rockingham, Phoenix, and Atlanta. Who will we crown as the King of Winston Cup in 1995? We'll be back on the roof in Atlanta with the onboard coverage of the series finale. Jeff Gordon certainly in a great position here today, running second behind Dale Earnhardt as we prepare for the restart. Mike Wallace's car has been added to the official attrition list. They are still looking and assessing damage on Bill Elliott's car. Jimmy Spencer's crew definitely intend to get back in. Number 94, as you can see, there's all beat up in the front and the back. Did not go out on the pace car. Let's take time to look back through the season, which began with Marlin's win at Daytona. Then Jeff Gordon went on a tear there, won 3 out of 5, and that's when he really established himself as the man to beat for the championship. Earnhardt's short track season, not a complete disaster. He won at North Wilkes, won again at Sears Point. That was a biggie. Michigan was bad for Earnhardt, lost the point lead when he crashed. Labonte won. Gordon again at Daytona and New Hampshire, strengthening his grip on the title. And then from Indianapolis on, Gordon has just been very, very consistent. At Indianapolis, they weren't great, finished 6th. But since then, they've either been the car to beat or among the cars to beat every week. And the points just keep piling up. Getting closer to a restart. Cleanup is pretty well finished. We'll be right back.
Some of the people who benefit most from the Discover card don't even have one. Hi, I'm Scott Hamilton. Each year, the Discover Card youth programs recognize thousands of kids who are making a difference. In fact, Discover Card has already contributed over $16 million in support of this unique collection of programs. So as long as there are kids with dreams, we'll be here. helping them reach those dreams.
Oh, yeah.
You frozen yet?
Just the surface. You?
A little soft in the middle.
We're cracking up back here, boss. I'm frozen first. I'm frozen down in front. Anything but Coca-Cola and we melt.
I love it. Give me that Coca-Cola.
You fool out!
Hey, nice ceiling fan.
That's Coca-Cola.
Woo, that tickles.
I'm just gonna float around and soak this up for a while.
Delicious.
An important study was presented at a national sports medicine conference. It shows that for the sore muscles occurring the day after a strenuous workout, Advil provides superior relief to extra-strength Tylenol. It's strong and fast. If you exercise regularly, you should know that more doctors recommend Advil than any other pain reliever for all types of muscle aches. For next-day soreness, Advil just works better than Tylenol. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
No, I don't hear anybody.
We're back at Darlington as we prepare for the restart. This time the lights do go out on the pace car. We're a lap away. Let's get John Kernan some FaceTime on ESPN2. He's down at the infield care center. John?
You know, Dave, I'm not a doctor, but I look like one who's on TV, if you can figure that out. But I got some good news from the infield care center. Mike Wallace has been checked out. He is okay. And we'll ask Keith Parsons. How's Bill? Okay, Bill Elliott has been checked out. That's Keith Parsons, son of Benny Parsons, by the way, who does public relations with Bill Elliott. And Bill got out of the car, walked a little bit with a limp, but by the time he'd come back around here and got out of the ambulance, Dave, he was walking, it looked like he was walking okay to me. So we'll hang out here and see if anything else develops. But right now, nothing but good news.
All right, thank you very much, Jerry. I didn't get the doctor joke, but I did notice that Keith and Benny have approximately the same waist size. Our congratulations to Benny Parsons, inaugurated into the National Motorsports Association Hall of Fame for stock car racers last night here in Darlington, and we congratulate him. Riding first with Earnhardt, then with Marlin as we prepare for the restart. Now about a quarter of a lap away. This is turn 4 with all the marks on the wall.
Green flag, green, green. Still there, still there.
We're at it with 103 to go. Look at the glare through the windshield. Rusty Wallace's car.
They're behind 26. Clear. No, clear.
Ricky Rudd in front of the leader, Dale Earnhardt. Rudd on the tail end of the lead lap, and he would be 11th. Gordon is still second and Marlin third, and that's been that way for a long time. Ricky's all beat up. Earnhardt will try to get around him. Gordon went with Earnhardt, dropping Rudd a lap behind as you ride with him here. Third in line and 11th in the running order. Laps to go at Darlington, and we've got big trouble. Everybody's in this one. That's Kyle Petty getting restarted with some flames on the left rear. Darrell Waltrip's up there in the wall.
I think it's going to blow out. Watch out on that neck back there now that it ain't leaking.
See how this developed from Mark Martin's viewpoint. Did he miss this one too? He's missed a bunch of them today. There's Petty broadside in front of him. He missed him. Keeps on going. This may have started with Greg Sachs, 31. Let's see. They went down into turn 1 and they were 3 abreast for a moment, and it started when Sachs got into Bodine, Jeff Bodine. Everybody behind them had trouble. Looks like we've got maybe 8 cars involved. Here's from high how it started. Sachs is 31. He got into Jeff Bodine. And then below him, no place to go for Petty. Terry Labonte got into his second wreck of the day. Darrell Waltrip bounced up into the wall, but says he's okay. Darrell says, I'm not going to let them carry me down the hill. I may be old, but I can still walk. Darrell's gate's still pretty good. His timing isn't perfect. He didn't get in front of the field there. First, I thought he was pointing a finger, an accusatory finger at somebody, but I think he was trying to hit you right back to the pits. He's all right. There's Darrell getting out of harm's way. Come on, guys, leave me alone. I'm all right, all right. I just messed up my hair. He's had a terrible day. That car was so loose on several different occasions that he could just barely drive it. I think I've missed at least 1 and maybe 2 of the cars involved in this. I've got Darrell Waltrip, Sachs, Labonte, Bodine, Kyle Petty. Watch how this thing developed. This is coming out of turn 4. A little bit of a touch there as Sachs tries to go up the inside on Jeff Bodine. They're slowed a little bit, which prompts Rick Mast to try to get them both on the inside, and as they go 3 wide, there's not room to do that. Sachs gets into Bodine. They both hit the wall, bounce back into traffic, and Sachs starts collecting them on the bottom. So turn 1 is a mess again. This will be another extended caution. We'll take a break and come back with more after this.
Foot Locker explain what makes the Air Max CW Nike's most air cushion basketball shoe ever made. Or have it pounded into you on the court. The new Nike Air Max CW. Get it at Foot Locker, or get it when you least expect it.
In fact, over 800,000 automobile crashes occur in the rain each year. In fact, the Subaru Legacy is equipped with all-wheel drive, the ultimate safety feature. In fact, compared to front-wheel drive, the Subaru all-wheel drive system provides the driver with superior control and better handling on rain-slick surfaces. A fact that's very comforting indeed. The all-wheel drive Legacy from Subaru.
ask me to endorse the strangest things. A green recliner? Not much of a sitter. I like going fast. 68 Shelby, and there's only about 300 and some odd made. This car rips. Pure oil now. Keeping them up's half the fun. They all get Pure Later filters. Pure oil later. I snag them from the track. Legends live. Pure Later, Pure Later.
We're doing the Race Day America thing here on ESPN2 from Darlington, South Carolina. Wrap up your Labor Day weekend with the all-star team of Tirico, Theismann, Sharp, and Mortensen. 90 minutes rundown on all the NFL action from Sunday, as well as a preview of the Monday night game, Cowboys versus the Giants. That's NFL primetime Monday tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 out on the left coast. Well, I didn't count very well. Involved in the crash, Dave Marcus got into it. We mentioned Darrell and Jeff Bodine and Kyle Petty. Also masked, I guess officially got a piece of that, Jeff Burton, Nemechek, Hamilton, and Presley. And I think it was Burton that I saw that I thought was Labonte. So 10 cars in all. Being interviewed on the other network, and Jeff Gordon apparently cut another tire in that incident, but once again dodged a bullet. Boy, he's been lucky today. Favorite driver, not much change up front for most of the day, although the pit stop for Gordon for that cut tire has dropped him back now to 9th and elevated Bobby Labonte to 3rd. Rusty Wallace from 21st to 4th. Strickland is now inside the top 5. Former winner, Blake Speed. Ward Burton's been consistent. Andretti is hanging on to a top 10 spot despite all the trouble that they've had here with engine that's missing and damage to the sheet metal. All these cars are still running, albeit some of them beat to pieces as we get down toward the tail end of the field. The only official retirees of the race are Mike Wallace and Todd Bodine, although, again, this most recent crash will certainly take out the Sachs car and others. We'll see how many of the others. A lot of cars still running up until this last couple of sequences with the big crashes. That was the story of the spring race here. It certainly has not been the story today. Down in 12th spot, having a pretty decent run after a great qualifying effort. He started 4th. Get the cleanup wrapped up. It's set to go back to green.
May I help you find something, ma'am? That will make a lovely gift. Can I wrap it for you?
Feel free to browse. You have an eye for color.
Yes, those earrings are hypoallergenic.
You must be a winter. I believe we have one of those in stock.
I'll be right over here if you need anything.
Ray Price Harley-Davidson, South Saunders Street, Raleigh.
Hardy's Walnut Creek presents Bon Jovi. Friday night, September 15th at Hardy's Walnut Creek. Bon Jovi, back to rock the summer of '95. Tickets are available now. night, September 15th at Hardy's Walnut Creek.
Question. What do you call hockey when the ice melts?
Roller hockey international. All the action. Hold the ice.
Sterling Marlin exiting pit road right behind Dale Earnhardt as we come back to Darlington, South Carolina at Race Day America. The leaders pitting here as we anticipate the lights going out on the pace car, I believe, this next time around. Front runners all pitting here. Lights indeed did go out on the pace car, so we're one lap away from the restart, and all the leaders drop back in the pack, electing to restart. Jeff Gordon, who pitted early in that caution, will move ahead of them on the racetrack and will be second behind the new leader, John Andretti, who started up front from the pole. There he is out the back of the pace car, a little beat up in the front. Had some miss in the motor, but we'll see what he can do as we go back to green. Apparently, they've resolved that problem with the misfiring engine because he's been running at competitive speed on this last green flag run. Look at the glare as they go into turn one. Lap car of Morgan Shepherd in 12th, looking back at second place, Jeff Gordon. Holding his own. Gordon had a notion, couldn't get around Shepherd, and Andretti will hold on to the lead. But it isn't there. He's got to get a better run at him than that. He's all over him, though, isn't he? Trying to get him loose. Coming out of the corner, trying to get the nose under Morgan Shepherd, but it isn't working. Morgan's running the same speed as the leaders.
Still there. Clear.
Get all the way to the lead now.
Still around. Let's go, buddy.
The blue and yellow car is Lake Speed, a former winner. He's running fourth, challenged by Earnhardt, and followed by the onboard camera of Sterling Marlin. Gordon has taken the lead in front of them. place man Andretti now, what, perhaps 6-8 car lengths behind Jeff Gordon, and a great opportunity here for Gordon to drive away if the car is that good, and it looks pretty good. To get up there and get to Gordon. He gave Speed a little tap back there a lap ago. Morgan trying to get around Dale now. Underway, hit the wall a pretty good lick. Second in the championship standings, the winner of the race here in the spring, Marlin, bends up the Kodak Chevrolet substantially. Most of the damage is on the right front. See what we can see from Rusty Wallace's viewpoint. Well, a lot of smoke and a sideways car. No, don't go that way, go this way. Bang it down a gear, get your foot in it. See what happened here. He's all by himself, just got away from him. I got a feeling that he got touched. And if so, it probably had to be Bobby Labonte. Yeah, the replay on the other network taking a look at was probably Labonte. Here they come to effect repairs on Marlin's car after he was tapped by Bobby Labonte, spun, hit the wall. Also involved in that was the number 22 car of Ward Burton. Here we'll see it. There's the green car of Labonte up the inside. They rub, and then Marlin loses it. And there goes Ward Burton. Bit of a surprise that everybody else was able to get through there. That could have been a replay of the two previous wrecks in turn one, the last two caution flags. All told, Sterling didn't suffer as much damage there as he might well have. You get up so close to the wall here in Darlington that if you spin late in the entrance to the corner, you're almost on top of the wall before you lose it, so you don't have a long way to go to hit it. Morgan Shepherd's worked his way back into the lead lap. He is 11. Sterling will come in for additional repair, still on the lead lap. Jack to try to get the front end jack up and out. A couple of different replays. This is after he had already gone around. There's Labonte darting down to the inside as Ward Burton spins onto the apron. Everybody else goes through the gap safely, and the contact with the right front of Marlin's car. There's the tap and the smoke, and around goes Marlin. Labonte came down off Marlin and in toward Burton. Rusty dodged it. Run 7. With the taped up nose and that pit stop, Marlin will fall to the tail end of the lead lap. Three drivers came here with an opportunity to win a $100,000 bonus from R.J. Reynolds. They pay you $1 million if you can win 3 of the big 4 super speedway races. 2 of those drivers were involved in that incident. They were Bobby Labonte and Sterling Marlin. Mark Martin, of course, long since has hit the wall. He's the winner at Talladega. So it looks like RJR will hang on to that money this weekend. As many stops as they can here to get that car as good as they can before the lights go out on the base car. Gordon, Andretti, Lake Speed, Dale Earnhardt and Bobby Labonte, your top 5. We'll take a break and come right back.
So,
I have to get up early tomorrow.
yeah, me too.
Well, good night, Lisa.
Good night.
Miller Lite Ice. For the taste that goes all out when you're out.
I would have been here earlier, but I had to drop off. Lisa?
Miller Lite Ice. The night is young.
Winston Cup cars from Darlington, Indy cars from Vancouver, looking for a restart this time by. There's the old covered grandstand. That's when it's time to get on the gas. Earnhardt right under Lake Speed to take third. Lead 2 cars are Gordon and Andretti. Lap car pit triple between them. There's Andretti, beat up in the nose. Unable to maintain the speed of Jeff Gordon. Subject to the attack of the Intimidator pretty quickly. Dillon is the lap car between them. Dillon is a lap down in 14. Trouble off turn 4. We had a pretty clean race going here, comparatively speaking, but the last 100 laps have been troublesome indeed.
Anyway, we'll look at it.
It is Dick Trickle, who has spun to a stop just at the exit of turn 4 and brought out the yellow. This is the 10th caution of the race, so we're approaching the consequences of the April race.
Get the tape together, too.
Trickle pretty much spun by himself. Everybody missed him. Radio traffic indicating that Trickle thinks he cut a tire, causing the spin. Let's take a look at it. There's Trickle way up by the wall, already in trouble. Couldn't hang on to it. That was a glancing blow, and there was a nice hole there in the traffic to let him come on down and avoid additional harm, so Trickle should be fine. Here comes Morgan Shepherd back on pit road. He's up to 9th, pending this pit stop. And again, just 13 cars on the lead lap, so you make a pit stop to go to the back. Rusty Wallace's view of the smoke. Go low, whoop, go high, missed him. That's a couple times today we've seen Rusty do that. And from Shepherd's view, further behind, whoa, right into the back of Michael Waltrip. So that's what that extra Morgan Shepherd pit stop is about. He got into Waltrip and he's got front end damage as a result. Leaders pit. If they stay green, this will be the last caution. Gordon goes for the 4-tire change. See it here, but Benny pointing out on the other network that Gordon was not going to pit. And when the guys behind him went in, he slammed on the brakes, slowed down enough to find a hole, dove onto pit road, and went from being the leader on the racetrack to about 4th in the pits. That's what accounts for the fact that you saw Earnhardt leaving while Gordon was still stopped. We'll be right back.
Some low-fat news from Kellogg's Pop-Tarts.
I've got a surprise for you for breakfast. You're not gonna believe this.
Here's some hot news you grown-ups may want to sit down for.
Will you work with me?
Indulge in the great-tasting line of Kellogg's low-fat Pop-Tarts, a tender crust filled with wholesome sweetness.
What's not to like?
Pretty tasty news, huh?
Yes.
Kellogg's low-fat Pop-Tarts, and now new frosted strawberry and frosted chocolate fudge.
Chocolate, and it's not even your birthday.
Maybe you'll get a MasterCard so you can use one card for practically everything. Maybe you'll get one because no card is more accepted. Or maybe you just like to save 15% on that altimeter compass stopwatch. Presenting Master Values, immediate savings on all kinds of things. Because while MasterCard can make your life easier, saving around $1,000 on a Royal Caribbean cruise couldn't hurt. Look for your MasterCard invitation in the mail and apply today.
We're back. You can crash a couple of times and still lead the Southern 500 at Darlington. You're riding here with Rusty Wallace, who's come from 21st to 3rd, but up in front of him with another of our onboard cameras, obviously the good luck charm that has made all this possible, Ricky Rudd. Better than he started. He was 2nd at the outset, led the race for a while. See how well he can hold on here as we get ready to go back to green. Burton, who was involved in one, not this incident, but the one previous, is now 4th. Hut Strickland is shown as 5th. Gordon, after that unusual pit stop, is back in 6th. Cars on the lead lap. We've got cameras in a bunch of them. This is the 11th place car now, Sterling Marlin, he who crashed on the previous caution. Rudd will have Earnhardt in his mirror as we go green. Are about the only thing Earnhardt has not done well today.
Clear all around.
Oh dear, remember what happened last week at Bristol? Earnhardt got into Wallace. Wallace said, wait till we get to Darlington. Now, Wallace is right behind Earnhardt. Although we were told unofficially, very unofficially, that the word to these two boys from NASCAR was, if you even touch on the racetrack at Darlington, you'll both sit out a couple of races. We're going to give you some play-by-play here. Our helicopter is down for fuel. Let's join the other network and listen to the real announcers. We're not going to the other announcers. I get the call. Winston Cup stock car racing. Suits me. Ricky Rudd back in front with a beat-up race car. There's Earnhardt working on Hillen as he has been for quite some time now. Hillen, having found his way to the tail end of the lead lap. Rudd got around him on the restart. Wallace waiting for an opportunity. I know one thing that's harder about my job. I don't have Ned Fanny up here. Tell me what's really going on. Hey, Rudd's car's good. It's beat up, but then everybody else out there is too. Hillen goes high. Earnhardt tries to get underneath him off the exit of 4. You got to be very careful. Right there is where the racetrack tightens up, or as the drivers say, the wall jumps out at you, and it'll jump out and bite you. But most of the trouble today has been up here, turn 1 and 2. Rusty Wallace, who has never won at Darlington, for all the races he's won on the Winston Cup Tour, leading in that division 2 of the last 3 years, never won at Darlington. Gordon reporting they can go the distance on fuel. Lake Speed having a good run here today, but now shown 9th after that last pit stop sequence, and there's 10th place. Number 30, Michael Waltrip. Right behind him is Marlin after his crash.
See the tape is out, stay down.
Andretti hanging in there in 9th spot. Started from the pole to race. Early and then more recently after this last yellow flag incident. So John Andretti doing himself proud here today. Race for 6th and 7th off 4 up the front chute. Bobby Labonte looking for a way around Hut Strickland. Wallace, never having won here, follows the man who has won 9 times at Darlington. Dale Earnhardt can tie the Silver Fox's record if he can win it here today. Silver Fox, of course, David Pearson loved this racetrack. Calls it his hometown track. And now here comes Gordon, following Ward Burton. Second, third, fourth, and fifth place cars. Who's going to make the move? Gordon inside, looking for a way around Ward. He's there, and Burton needs to give him room and does. Give Jeff 4th place. Tell you what, I think Benny and Ned would be a telecast. Look at that. Wallace goes by Earnhardt. Let's join the boys in the booth. Here's Earnhardt. He's going to try to get back around and call it, guys. Rusty has taken 2nd place, and Rusty waved to Dale as he went by.
Jimmy Spencer back out there after they made repairs to his car. Kyle Petty back out there limping around. Elton Sawyer.
Wonder what happened to Earnhardt. He came off the 2nd corner and the car seemed to get loose, and Rusty Wallace just shot by. And look at Jeff Gordon. He's closing up on the back of Earnhardt.
Yeah, Rusty's pulling away from Dale, and Gordon's closing in on Earnhardt.
And Ricky Rudd, meanwhile, the Tide Ford is still the leader. There's Ricky Rudd. Let's watch the replay, and I don't know if we go back far enough. This is coming off the 2nd corner, and watch as Earnhardt comes off the corner. It looks like he got the car loose, and Rusty just shot by him.
Yeah, back end limit out. Probably had to lift just a bit.
And now Jeff Gordon is passing Dale Earnhardt to take over another position. You can see that Dale could not go to the inside of Rusty, and there now is Gordon, who has moved to 3rd, Jerry.
You saw that move a moment ago by Rusty Wallace, and after Rusty made the pass on Earnhardt, his crew chief, Robin Pemberton, got on the radio and began to scream and said, "Hey, Rusty, Rusty, hey, man, long way to go. Gotta save those tires. Back off, big guy. Gotta save them. No one expecting to pit now unless we get a caution flag from here until the checkered flag."
Now, Hillen just moved over and let Rusty go. I wonder what that... if something's wrong with his car or what.
I think it was a courtesy move that he moved over, and Robbie, of course, is a lap down.
We saw Robin Pemberton there. Rusty Wallace's crew chief guiding him through this. Here he comes to the inside of Musgrave, and now he has just a few car lengths separating himself from the leader of the race, Ricky Rudd. Back with more from Darlington, South Carolina.
This high-performance action is brought to you by Motorcycle Madness, specializing in selling and buying motorcycles, ATVs, and jet skis.
Who can show you the way to this freedom and excitement? Motorcycle Madness, with high performance, drag and road racing, specializing in selling and buying motorcycles, ATVs, and jet skis. We have an efficient staff, top-notch mechanics, and a large selection of new and used quality parts. So if you desire this freedom and excitement, let Motorcycle Madness show you the way. That's Motorcycle Madness off Hodges and Wake Forest Road in Raleigh. Call 828-2110.
Everyone has a future. Some have more to look forward to. Curtis Moore. Before he's 22, Curtis will travel around the world. Along the way, he'll become an electronics expert and be promoted 3 times before deciding to go on to college and become an engineer. Futures like this don't just happen. Today's military has over 200 career choices with the training, experience, and opportunities you want. Make it happen in the U.S. Armed Forces.
We're back on ESPN2 as Rusty Wallace leads the race he has never won, the Mountain Dew Southern 500 on Race Day America, clear sailing in front of Rusty Wallace, and here's how he got there. You ride with Ricky Rudd, who had been the race leader. We wondered how long he could make it last with that beat-up race car. Well, it lasted a pretty good while. But then as they dive into the corner, here comes Rusty Wallace, a man on a mission. He waved at Dale Earnhardt as he went by. And then, as you heard our ESPN colleagues, Benny, Ned, reporting moments later, Robin Pemberton was on the radio saying, hey, save the tires, save the tires. But that was the grudge move Rusty wanted to make. And with 50 to go, he will now concentrate on saving the tires, having come from 21st to 1st and heading into the sunset. The glare here at Darlington. Rusty Wallace is the race leader. Jeff Gordon has also passed Ricky Rudd. Now Dale Earnhardt has done so as well. So the running order is Wallace, Gordon, Earnhardt, Rudd, and Ward Burton. And we're back on board with our onboard camera coverage. The helicopter is back up as we follow the leaders. Here's how they run. Boy, that's a good run for Ward Burton today. Started outside the top 20. Cars now on the lead lap. Andretti is the last one, killing the first driver a lap behind. Terry Labonte's been in a couple of wrecks, 6 laps down. He won last week at Richmond. How about Ed Barrier? Took a provisional. He's now 22nd. Great run for him. Cars reported out of the race at this point. Dick Trickle is out. Greg Sachs has crashed. Mike Wallace, Darrell Waltrip, Bill Elliott will not be back, and Todd Bodine. "47 laps, now 46 to go. Earnhardt third and looking for him after leading most of the day. Car doesn't seem to be as good now as it was through the entire mid-portion of the race when he piled up by far the most laps led. Reporting that Earnhardt is loose and had reported that just before Rusty Wallace went by, and that it is now getting worse. A lot of talk about Jeff Gordon as you saw him there parked on Rusty Wallace's rear bumper. A lot of talk about a possible change in strategy after Michigan. They elected not to gamble on fuel, took third. This is a boy who's willing to go out and try to win the race. As he drives around Rusty Wallace and says, I got to be the point leader by trying to win every race. I'm going to keep trying to win every race until I'm the champion. Nothing conservative about Jeff Gordon today. He leads with 42 to go. Nemechek has crashed again, second time today. Another battery burning machine as the leaders flash by. We do have caution with 3:25 complete. The character of this race has changed. The first half was comparatively clean. The last half has been a demolition derby. The IndyCar telecast will be perhaps delayed. Will certainly be delayed. It was scheduled to start at 5. 11th caution of the day. coming on pit road. Gordon and Wallace will peel off ahead of Earnhardt. Earnhardt's all the way down at the end. There goes Rusty. Then Jeff. Then Earnhardt. First in is first out. Everybody took 4. Shepard on pit road. Take another look at Nemechek's crash here. That will take a break and come back with more of Race Day America.
Summer's history, so what's on your mind?
The fall.
Football. That dream where I show up for school naked.
My jersey number.
Her phone number.
Hoops.
Her sister's phone number.
So, what's on your body?
Hyped up colors.
Champ sports stuff.
Stuff you can't get anywhere else.
Tons of it.
Head to toe.
I got Champ's number.
The best Nike, Adidas,
Massimo, No Fear, Starter.
only at Champ Sports.
Champ Sports. Champ Sports.
Your mind, your body, your call. 1-800-2-BE-FIRST. Champ Sports.
Get the real stuff first.
The Miller Lite NFL Football Handbook. Cram full with schedules, stats, stories, and stars. Get yours free inside specially marked packages of Miller Lite where you see this display. You've got the NFL. You've got Miller Lite. Life is good.
The games are ready. Are you? Yes, ma'am.
It's new, it's weird, it stinks! Yes, everybody's playing new Stink and Stare from Barks Root Beer. The 3D game that stinks when you scratch it and turns 3D when you stare at it. Free inside specially marked 12 packs of Barks Root Beer, the one with bite. Scratch and sniff some musty old bones and you might see a 3D skull.
Cool.
Stare at a 3D cow and smell the freshly cut hay. Hey. Keep staring because you could win $10,000. So pick up Barks today and play Stink and Stare. It'll change the way you look at root beer.
Race Day America, a really big show on ESPN and ESPN2, and it continues immediately following the stock car race with the Molson Indy from Vancouver. Live on check that tape delayed on ESPN and the in-car camera here on ESPN2. Then RPM tonight. Kenny Mayne kicks it off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific. It will be the definitive motorsports news show, yours every Sunday night at 8 Eastern Time. And at 8:30 tonight, IHRA drag racing as we wrap up a multifaceted weekend of motorsports on ESPN. Race Day America. We're glad you're here at Darlington with 330 in the books and 37 laps to go. And this thing is shaping up as a fascinating shootout, as is so often the case at Darlington. The question will be, who survives to win the race? It has been a wreck-strewn second half of this 500-miler. 37 laps to go as we await the restart. Congratulations in order for Mark Martin, not for what has happened here in the Winston Cup weekend, but for his victory yesterday in Busch Grand National action. Andretti has worked his way back to the top of the heap. Strickland is second, his best of the day. Gordon is third, ahead of Earnhardt and Wallace after the pit stop sequence. And Rudd is back to sixth spot. What an up and down day it's been for him. A day including a crash. Ward Burton, further on on down the field. Again, that's a great run for Barrier. Ed Barrier took a provisional to start here today. Coming to the green. Earnhardt right on Gordon's rear deck. We're back underway. Strickland has just taken the lead in the Southern 500. See Gordon back underneath him and retakes the lead, and Hut Strickland did not get to lead a lap. Meanwhile, behind them, there's the black three around Andretti, and Rusty Wallace will come quickly with Earnhardt dropping Andretti back to fifth. And into second spot, and nobody in front of him now but Jeff Gordon. You can see that Gordon opened up a pretty good gap before Earnhardt was able to come through the traffic and get around Hut Strickland's car. So it's a run him down from behind game now. Wallace working on Strickland. And he's got him. Rusty doesn't want to let Earnhardt get away. He wants to pass him when it matters. To go. Earnhardt's not gaining on Gordon, is he? Keep an eye on that second and a half and see if it holds, grows, or shrinks. After Earnhardt, he's got a shot. Nah, 3 cars pretty wide. Oh, they touched a little. It's Bristol continued, isn't it? Earnhardt just skated up the hill, and in came Wallace on the inside. He's there. And Patton and Earnhardt right back to the bottom and back in front of Rusty Wallace. yesterday on NASCAR Today, Rusty Wallace says, I love him like a brother. It's just that when he gets in that race car, something changes. Try it again. Just flat leaving these guys behind. We mentioned that 2.5 interval. It is now 4 seconds with 26 laps to go. Gordon at the end has the good car. Ray Evernham, the crew chief, gets it right when he needs it right. Earnhardt actually apparently touched the wall while he was chasing Wallace. Wallace had a better car than Earnhardt in that shuffle of positions, second and third. But neither of them has anything for Jeff Gordon, barring a major change. And with 24 to go, 24 is the car to try and catch. This is a terrific battle for second and third. This is Earnhardt working on Wallace, the rivals from Bristol. Half the fans hoping Earnhardt will beat him, and half the fans hoping Earnhardt will crash. That's what this guy's all about. The straw that stirs the drink. Wasn't that famous baseball player's phrase? Well, Earnhardt is that man in Winston Cup. Whether you love him or hate him, he's the guy who gets the fans off their seats. Today, he'll take over third place in the Winston Cup standings, but at the moment, at least, it appears he will lose ground to Jeff Gordon, the series point leader.